room. Thank you so much, Assam. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tej.
And so we have Assam for Bureau Rep for BOE. We have Alfredo Magdianas for Bureau of Sanitation. We have Evelinda Pena for BSL, and Prashant Kunradi for Bureau of Street Services, and George Espindola for ConAd. Morning. Oh, well, hey, we've chatted, right? Cool. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Awesome. All right. We have a short agenda today, so yeah. My understanding is all the commissioners have been briefed, so that's. Yeah. President Christie is not going to be participating in today's meeting, so President VPB, I guess, will preside. So if she was the one who did not accept.
Oh, no, she was.
Oh, good. Okay. Good. Yes. Am I the new, that's the question of the day, but I mean, I'm tactful, so yeah, hopefully it's. Oh, cool. Cool. All right. Yeah. Hopefully not too long. Yeah, you too. Morning. Once again, good morning to our attendees who are joining us in the board hearing room. If there are any members of the public who'd like to offer commentary on any of our items this morning, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room, indicate which item you'd like to speak on, and hand it to me. And good morning as well to our attendees joining us via the Zoom virtual platform. If there are any members joining us via Zoom who would like to offer commentary on any of our agendized items or public comment, please press *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute, identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on, and it will record your information for the record. And seeing no hands raised at this time on the virtual platform, I will indicate, it's 10:03, I will state that we should get started in the next 5 minutes or so. Thank you. And once again, I'll make one more call out for any members of the public who wish to offer commentary on any of our items this morning. If you're joining us here in the hearing room, there are speaker cards located in the back of the room on the table. And if you are joining us via the Zoom platform, please press *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute. Identify yourself for the record and which item you'd like to speak on. And seeing no hands raised, we will get started momentarily. And I will go ahead and put us into record mode, Vice President Villegas. And we are now in record mode.
Great, thank you, and welcome everyone to our regularly scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for March 15th, 2024 at 10:07 in the morning, and we will get started. TJ, if you can set us up with a roll call, please,
Of course.
or quorum.
Of course. Thank you, Vice President Villegas. My name is TJ Knight. I'm acting as Executive Officer, taking role in establishing quorum. Vice President Villegas, Commissioner Corson, and Commissioner Reyes are present. We do have a quorum. We are also joined by City Attorney Representative Adina Hopenstan. Once again, I'm acting as Executive Officer TJ Knight. Vice President Villegas, we have no speaker cards under public comment, no neighborhood council commentary, and no speaker cards under any of our items this morning.
Okay, thank you. All right, then let's move on. We will close then general public comment and neighborhood council comments and move on to the approval of the minutes. And commissioners, can I please get a second to my motion for approval of the minutes for March 1st, 2024?
Second.
Okay, and Mr. Knight, we have a motion by myself and a second by Commissioner Corson. If you could please take a vote.
Yes, very good. Vice President Villegas, we will take a roll call vote, starting with you.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson?
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes?
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is approved.
Wonderful, thank you. All right, well, happy Friday, everyone. We made it through the long week. All right, let's start with item number 1. And just before we get started, we don't have any public comments on this item?
That is correct. No one has indicated they wish to offer commentary on this item.
Okay, thank you. All right, then let's start with item number 1, and this is a joint board letter with the Bureau of Sanitation and Bureau of Contract Administration, and this will benefit all council districts. Personal service contract, Lead Electric Incorporated, clean water and stormwater upgrade and integration project, and recommending that the board authorize the general manager of the Bureau of Sanitation to declare Lead Electric Incorporated to be the most qualified proposer with the best experience, expertise, and best overall value to the City of Los Angeles for the clean water and stormwater upgrade and integration project known as CSUIP, and award the contract for this project for $28,757,120. And number 2, approve and forward this report with transmittals to the Board of Public Works, be authorized to enter into and execute the contract with Lead for executing the CSUIP for a term of 4 years and 9 months. And before us, we have Mr. Sam Oliveri. Did I mispronounce that?
Alavi.
Alavi. I'm sorry about that.
Morning. This is Sam Alavi. Good morning.
Just
Madam
speak up
Vice
to the mic yeah,
Is better?
yeah, yeah.
Good morning, Madam Vice President, Commissioners, Mr. TJ Knight, and Deputy City Attorney. Again, my name is Sam Alavi. I'm with WEST, and we are here to request authority to award and execute a contract to Lead Electric Incorporate for clean water.
Can you speak into the mic? Yeah.
Yes, so we're requesting authority to award and execute the contract to Lead Electric for CSUIP project for the amount of 28,708,58. Let me have this print up. It's not working. Sorry. Yes, so it's for $28,757,120 and a 5% contingency for a total price project value of $30,194,976. A little bit of a project background. Basically, this is a continuation of Elewin's project. Elewin's project was a 15-year project for control system for design, build, maintain, and maintenance and upgrade. We are finished with the construction for the 4 treatment plants and the Venice pumping plant. Right now, we are in the maintenance phase that's going to continue until 2028. So again, the True Elewins project, which by the way is the prime is Honeywell. On the CSUIP, Honeywell is the sub. The Bureau-wide Distributed Control System, DCS, by Honeywell was completed. Now we are trying to connect the 88 clean water and stormwater sites to the Elewins, to the same infrastructure that we have. City Ordinance 187154 under City Charter, Section 371B for design build as a delivery vehicle was adopted on October 1st, 2021. The RFP process was two-step selection process. We involved various city divisions and the Bureau of Engineering. Now the project status. We have only one proposal that we received from Lead Electric as a prime, partnering with Honeywell, Arcadis, and Elwin Moon as the subs. With the scoping of communication and other work, revised the bid amount by $6 million, lower than originally proposed amount of $34.9 million. This is considered as a Class B estimate. So the step one was evaluation of what we received, the proposal that we received, and to determine the proposal's qualification. That was completed on October 7, 2022. Step two was interviews. With proposal took place November 3rd, 2022, and then we evaluated the proposal's delivery approach, and this was completed November 2022. Also, PRC approved to proceed with the award in June of 2023. Final contract drafted and ready for award. Now there are two schematics. The first one shows the before the CSUIP implementation. On the right-hand side, as you see on the diagram, there are 88 remote sites with aging, non-standardized PLC, programmable logic controllers.
You're on this one?
Yes. So that's on the left side. It's not connected, it's not integrated at this time to the Elewins. Elewins, which was already completed, the construction was completed 2-3 years ago. Uh, it integrates the Hyperion, Terminal Island, DCT, LAG, and one pump station, Venice pump station. It was integrated into one enterprise server system. Now, with this CSUIP project, we are replacing those old PLCs with new remote sites, new PLCs, and then this is going to be integrated into the Elewin's system, enterprise system. So with this complete, once we do complete the CSUIP, the vision of Elewin's project, which was to have a capability to control and monitor from any single location. And that would be critical for emergency situation. That would be realized. And also, these 88 sites in the collection system, they are upstream of the treatment plants, and getting the proper notification, proper maintenance, and proper control would be helpful to prevent expensive accidents. So a couple of weeks ago when we were here, we were asked about the knowledge transfer to the city staff, the training basically. Contractor will provide general training classes for city staff based on the language on the contract. Contractor will also provide numerous opportunities for practical training to the city staff through the following stages of the project. Field verification, that's the first step. City staff is going to be involved and they learn from the process. Then we have every work that they do, any submittal they submit, it has to be reviewed. It's going to be reviewed by the project management team and the city staff. And then another example of opportunities for knowledge transfer would be ORT, Operational Readiness Test. Before we install the equipment, we do testing, make sure that it's working. Then we go to then it's installed, and when installed, again, we do the functional testing, making sure everything works accordingly. We also have weekly and other periodic meetings to resolve issues and facilitate knowledge transfer or trainings. One of the questions that Commissioner Reyes brought last time was about security. We have a built-in robust security that I would ask Mr. Go ahead, introduce yourself, Larry.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, Sam. Good morning, Commissioners. So the system will provide a robust...
Can you please introduce yourself?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. My name is Larry Wong. I'm with Cordova Corporation. I'm a consultant for the city. I've been working with Sam on this project in development of the specifications and the RFP evaluation. So, this project will provide a robust security to the system. All the sanitation facilities are already considered as Homeland Security sites. So that means they are secured, there's control access, and some sites they even have security guards. The system architecture will limit the network exposure to ensure that they're not accessible from the internet. To do this, the control system and the local network are located behind a double firewall system managed by both Honeywell and the City ITA division respectively. That means there are no remote access available to the system from external locations. When remote access are required, the remote access will be through a secure method, such as a virtual private network, a VPN, with the latest update. The access to the system is controlled by user login and secure passwords. ICSD and Honeywell continue to work together to provide cybersecurity training to users and city staff. The system will also allow continuous monitoring for any operational anomalies so city can take quick actions. There's also programming in place to set the equipment to a default fail-safe position in case of a widespread system failure to protect city assets. Honeywell is responsible for the overall, excuse me, Honeywell is responsible for the overall cybersecurity of the system, and the new system will make all pump stations in this project up to the latest cybersecurity standards. Additionally, Lee Electric, as the prime contractor for this project, they take cybersecurity as a standard practice within their company, and they will also pass down this requirement to the subcontractors and subconsultants. Are there anything you'd like to add, Sam?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So again, we received only one proposal. One of the reasons is the project, this type of work is highly specialized. Control system integration is complicated. One proposal was received at the initial closing for the initial amount of $34,944,648. The RFP bid period was reopened and extended due to a scope change. A scope change also include resequencing of the schedule to accommodate continuous and uninterrupted design effort during the engineering phase to minimize demobilization and remobilization. That's what we heard from when we were trying to outreach to potential proposer and ask them what makes it more interesting for you guys to submit a proposal. And they said that there are 4 groups. There's a engineering phase that we want to have it continuous work, so they don't have to stop the work for Group A, and then after 2 months come back to Group B, and they would realize some cost saving. So that's one thing we did after we reopened the bid. City reached out to other potential contractors to solicit interest during the reopening of the RFP bid period. One proposal again was received at the second bid closing. The revised bid is $28,757,120 and a reduction of $6,187,528, which is 17.7% savings. The scoping of communication upgrade now being undertaken by the ICSD, because they had a contract with the AT&T, and they couldn't wait for this, and getting approval for this project has been taking too long. So they couldn't wait, they couldn't stop they cannot afford not having the communication, so they did it quickly through another project, and this go from this. The other issue that was brought up was local business involvement. Since then, we talked to Lead Electric, and we got some clarification of what they try to do to increase the local business involvement. So Lead Electric is a local business enterprise under the City of Los Angeles Local Business Preference LBP program. Lead Electric is also a certified small business enterprise. Lead Electric's labor on this project are obtained through local labor unions with verification to local zip codes. And they have worked with the city. They are very good with working with they have the experience with working with the local labor unions. Lead Electric's partners utilize local businesses as lower tier subcontractors. As the project starts, outsourced labor will be needed to augment city and the sanitation staff to provide inspection services and field support. outreach will be conducted to involve local businesses. So when the Lead Electric trying to do their work, I'm sure there are going to be some issues with the field devices, and then we don't have enough city staff to identify and to resolve the issues. And if it is not resolved, they cannot proceed with the connecting the system. So at that time, there's going to be opportunities to augment additional staff, maintenance and control, and we will have opportunity to outreach to get more local businesses involved. Additional commitment from LEED, project labor agreement, they are part of the PLA, is in part of the project. And then several of LEED's union labor, local 11, workforce live within the city of LA, zip controls, and some of them are disadvantaged areas. There is a list of examples of folks that work with Lead Electric from disadvantaged zip codes, and this is the list. They put the initial to keep the privacy of the individuals. So Lead Electric included Elvin Moon Company as an MBE within the RFP primarily for the project management scope of work. LEED would be able to extend the participation significantly by adding more scope, which includes equipment inspection, design, and engineering. This has been discussed in detail with Elvin Moon. So most likely there's going to be more involvement of Elvin Moon. LEED has a few suppliers that they will be using besides Honeywell that are WBE or MBE. One specific supplier would be SOFA Electric Incorporated, which is a certified WBE who will be performing panel UL certification for all the PLCs. So the next slide shows the list of folks that attended at the pre-bid meeting in January 22. So we had representatives from relevant industries. We had folks from Michael Baker International, the Lead Electric, of course, Bayes and Panel, EPC consultant, Elvin Moon. So we had a good participation, but only Lead Electric proposed. Now, the next slide shows the overall site map. As you see, all 4 groups of this project scattered throughout the city, and they cover all the council districts. The sites are located throughout the city. Sites in Group A, B, and C are determined by conveyance division and organized by criticality. So they let us know, the conveyance division, they let us know which ones to take care of first, which are more critical. And then the stormwater group sites are determined by the stormwater division. Clean water sites are funded by SCM fund, and the stormwater sites are funded by Measure W local returns. So once again, we are requesting authority to award and execute a contract to Lead Electric Incorporated for the clean water and the stormwater upgrade and integration project for the amount of $28,757,120 and a 5% contingency for a total project value of $30 million, $194,976. So with that, is there any additional questions?
I appreciate it. Thank you. Commissioners, do we have any questions on this item? I'll start. Just have, thank you for the report. I appreciate the slides. Next time, just number them, because we didn't know what number you were on. But appreciate the slides. I just have a few just clarifying questions. You hit on the training piece, the knowledge transfer. Just wanted you to speak a little bit more, like how often will that happen? We've seen some of this, happen with other, projects where we have consultants come in, do the work, and then the proper training doesn't continue. So I just wanted to see if you could please speak to that. Will there be some manuals? Will there be ongoing training, for staff? How are we, Bureau of Sanitation, taking responsibility to ensure that our staff is fully trained? I realize that, that's one of my questions.
Okay, so basically it's very similar to LA Winds project. In the contract, we have a specific language for different types of training that they should provide. And the number of the trainings, the sessions, there are some details of what it takes to get the job done. So that is going to, similarly, we have similar provisions for training that, actual training that has to be done.
Okay,
And
I
then-
understand what's in contract, right? I get that, that's in black and white. And those are all like requirements, I understand that, sorry to interrupt you. I'm saying, like, is there anything else that we're gonna be doing that's gonna be above and beyond? We have a new workforce coming in, all of our bureaus. How can we truly take responsibility of this big change that we're going to be doing for, our DCS systems? How can we hold somebody accountable for that ongoing training?
Let me see if I understand you correctly. How we are going to capture the data for future use, or what was this?
Yeah, I'm just asking, like, how is the training going to be done? I realize what you're telling me is, what you already have in writing, but I want to know if, there's other, sorts of training that are going to be done for our workforce, as they, as we get new workforce into some of our water reclamation plants. Will those, staff be trained? Or is it just a one and done? Is it going to be ongoing? That's what I was asking about.
Yeah, we also work directly with ISCD, which involves, they are the city's division appointed to capture the training and do the follow-up training. They train some staff, and that they can also provide a similar training to the new folks.
Okay.
I'm going to ask Mr. Larry Wong if he can. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Christine Henry-Jostes. I also work with Sam and the team within the Wastewater Engineering Services Division. And so training is a huge thing that we're working on bureau-wide, not only, trying to break down those silos. And so one of the big efforts that we're doing within the collection system side of things, watershed side of things, and with the water reclamation plants is a lot of cross-training and exposure of new staff with existing staff to hopefully provide that warm handshake of information as we see, staff ready to retire or staff moving on to other positions. So in a way that we're doing that as well as establishing workflow policies and practices and establishing manuals where appropriate, and then providing ongoing check-in and reinforcement of the work that needs to be performed across all levels, operational and engineering. So that's the goal also, is to take everything that is contractually required from, say, Lead Electric and Honeywell as the subject matter experts associated with this project, to capture it, convey it to staff, and then continually retrain as needed to provide that continuity and ensure that we can do this work internally for the years to come.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. And I see also that our city ITA staff will be trained as well on this system. Okay, and then I understand that you're going to be placing, default fail-safe systems so that we are still secured, and I'm glad that that's included in as part of this work. I just think of, accountability, and if for some reason something fails. That's just a comment.
Okay.
All right, and then just my last question. Thank you for going through, the part of the budget on this. If you can just, speak to the budget. Is this going to be enough? Are we going to, and other projects, I've seen price escalations. I realize that you said that this project is a 17.7% savings, and if we're this board and we're passing it today, what about as this project is developing over the next year and a half, is this budget enough?
We are hoping so. We have,
Hoping is one word, and then you got to give me assurance here.
yeah, so far we
what can you
haven't
give me?
heard,
Not a
we
hope.
haven't heard any complaint from the lead electric about the price. We haven't. So Larry, yeah.
Thank you, Sam. So I can add a little bit more to this. So the contract is a lump sum contract. So in the absence of change order, the budget will not change. We have also other mechanism in place to control the cost. We have provided a unit cost rate for each site. So there are 88 sites, and the city agree on a flat unit cost rate per site, that if we add a site, then we'll use that unit cost as a basis of our change order. If we take away a site, we also use that cost as a basis of change order for deductions. We have also established unit rate labor for change order work. The contract has about $2.5 million in place for allowance orders to anticipate any unforeseen changes in the field, that we will use this allowance order first before we come to the board to ask for more money.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, do we have any other questions? City Attorney?
Sure, just to, I think, provide perhaps some additional clarification. You mentioned in your presentation and in the materials and in the report that this is an extension of the distributed control systems of a project, LA Winds, that's already completed. To the extent that there's been training for LA Winds, there have been, the distributed control systems as part of that project has already been implemented, and this is really an extension of that. Have there been lessons learned in the context of LA Winds that will transfer to this project and to training of employees, like you mentioned, from the, I think it was Industrial Safety and Compliance Division within sanitation, that they could perform, or other in-house staff could perform?
Larry, you want to start?
Yeah, so if I can repeat your question so that we understand what you're looking for. So you're basically asking, are there any lessons learned from the LA Winds project? And can we, leverage those lessons learned into this project and also into training?
Yeah, lessons learned focused on operations of the system and training, because I think knowledge transfer was something that this board was interested in, and to the extent this is an extension project, I would anticipate knowledge transfer, but I'm looking for you to confirm that.
Yes, so the operation involvement on this project is going to be paramount. On the presentation earlier, we mentioned field verification. So operation staff will need to be involved in field verification to make sure that the current logic in each of the facility is as it intended. And if there's any changes to that, then we will manage that through as we execute the project. And also, we talk about submittal review. We talked about functional testing. We talk about operation readiness testing. All these are knowledge transfer opportunities and also lessons learned from LA Winds that the more we can get the operation staff and city staff involved, then the more intimate that they will understand how the system works from the hardware and software standpoint. They will understand that, hey, in a perfect condition, this is how the equipment will function. But then in the field situation, this is what you need to do to adapt to field conditions. So for example, a light switch, right? You turn it on and off, the light comes on automatically, right? There's no delay. But in the operating pump station, thing doesn't work that clean cut. For example, you turn a valve. There might be a 5-second or 10-second time that you need for the valve to fully open and fully close. So in the perfect condition, on, off, immediate. But to adapt to the field, you have to allow for that valve transfer time, so that you can have a smooth operation in your plant. So yes, so these are all lessons learned that we can apply from LA Winds to this project. Does this answer your question?
Yes, it was
Thank you.
more to elaborate on what you had
Yeah,
already
thank you
shared.
for that. I appreciate that, Adina. Okay, commissioners, did we have any other questions? Go right ahead, Commissioner Reyes.
First of all, thank you for making those clarifying points that I asked at the last board meeting. Really important for such a huge project that involves complex systems and integration, that we have also huge risks, and at the same time, we're anticipating huge benefits based on this. So just one comment is more on user adoption challenges. I think that we should be looking forward to, since this is complex, users may face difficulties in adopting to a new integrated system. And so that also may lead to resistance, right? And decreased productivity. So that's one area I think that you should come up with a plan and really look at, because you have, facing in. There are a lot of dependencies on this system, because you have multiple sites, and as you sequence them, right, there may be numerous delays. There may be other complexities and cost overruns that VP Villegas alluded to. So all of that, plus the user resistance to the new system, are actually challenges that this system will face, that I would love for you and the contractor and our consultants to be really ready, because this is going to impact a lot of our communication processes within our LA sanitation. So just a comment and some suggestions and advice from me. So thank you for your presentation today.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Commissioner Corson.
Thank you. Just general, and this is for all the bureaus, and I've said this before. I'm not a water expert. The commissions aren't generally designed to be a body of experts, but a body of stakeholders. And we have these meetings for the general public so they can hear what we're doing as a city. And I didn't have a chance to say this the last time because we continued it, but we got to dumb these down and make it understandable and digestible for the everyday citizen who wants to know why are we spending $25 million or how are we spending it, and not, been a commissioner for 2 years. And when I first had the briefing with you, I asked questions that were pretty basic. And then I had to go Google terms and look things up too. I just think as bureau staff, when it comes to these complex projects, I will always be the first one to tell you I'm not an expert. Keep it simple. Help us know what we're passing or know what we're approving, but understand that the people who are going to listen and come back to these meetings to see the recordings or see the presentations will want something a little bit more basic that we can understand and not feel like something is so complex we'll just give up and not care. And I think a lot of people will then be lose faith and trust in the city. So not necessarily a critique of this project or anything, but just for the bureaus who are listening. In sanitation, you have the most complex projects because there's a lot of sanitation terms I don't understand, which I always enjoy the briefings and the site visits, but really when it comes to these large projects, let's find a way that for those of you who have children, that the way you describe it to your 10-year-olds, what you do for a living, would be appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Corsant. Just also for the record, we did get briefed on this item, which was helpful, but it'd be also helpful for the presenter. I understand that you're reading some of this information, but just be able to enunciate and clearly define what you're saying so that the public and those listening can also understand. So thank you for that. Any other questions, commissioners? I don't see anything else. All right, do we have a motion to approve this item? I'll second. Mr. Knight, we have a motion by Commissioner Reyes and a second by me. If you could please take a roll call.
Yes, we will take a roll call vote on item number 1, starting with you, Madam Vice President. Commissioner Corsan?
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes?
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is approved and will be adopted and move forward forthwith.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, then let's move on to item number 2, and this is a motion and Council District 15 Executive Officer Status Report, Public Nuisance at 603 North Gaffey Place, recommending the board authorize the executive officer to cause the abatement at the property. And before us, we have Mr. TJ Knight, who will.
Thank you, Vice
presentation on
President,
this. Thank you.
Commissioners, Madam City Attorney. So I'll just give some brief comments that go along with this motion. On January 19th, 2024, the Los Angeles City Council declared the vacant lot located at 603 North Gaffey Place, San Pedro, California, 90731, a public nuisance as a result of the presence of excessive trash and debris, illegal dumping, hazardous waste, and abandoned, dismantled, inoperable, and unauthorized vehicles. President Garcia and Commissioner Reyes therefore move that the Board of Public Works cause the abatement of the 603 North Gaffey Place property and designate its acting executive officer, myself, TJ Knight, to lead and coordinate the abatement efforts on this property with the assistance of Bureau of Sanitation, Bureau of Street Services, and other city departments and offices such as LAPD, LADOT, and City Attorney as applicable, and provide regular updates to this board and the public on the progress of the abatement. And if there are any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Thank you. We have any questions? Thank you for doing this work and working with our bureaus. All right, this is some of the work that the Board of Public Works does, so I'm glad that this is on our agenda. And thank you again, Mr. Knight, for working on this. Is this an item that we need to vote on?
It is. It's a motion before the board.
Okay.
And so, yeah, if the board is a body, so President Garcia and Commissioner Reyes can put forward the request that the acting executive officer be the lead on effectuating the abatement, but the board as a whole has to take action on that.
All right, so I'll move item number 2. Do we have a second? All right. And Mr. Knight, we have a first by myself and a second by Commissioner Corsan. If you could please take a vote.
Very well. We'll take a roll call vote on item number 2, starting with you, Madam Vice President.
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and item number 2 is approved forthwith.
Thank you. All right. That moves us to item number 3, and this is an administrative item and affecting all council districts. The mayor has approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of the Bureau of Sanitation to execute the memorandum of agreement between the City of Los Angeles and 28 public agencies regarding the administration and cost sharing of the coordinated integrated monitoring programs and the watershed management programs for the Bayona Creek, Dominguez Channel, Santa Monica Bay jurisdictions 2 and 3 watershed management groups, and the Upper LA River. And this is an administrative item, so do we need to take a vote on this one?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And do we have a motion to this item or a movement to this item?
So moved?
Okay. And Mr. Knight, we have a motion by Commissioner Corson and a second by Commissioner Reyes.
Very good. Vice President Villegas, we will take a roll call vote on item number 3, starting with you, Madam Vice President.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
And Commissioner Reyes.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is approved, and we'll move forward forthwith.
All right, thank you. All right, and next, we have oral report. Thank you so much, Mr. Angelo Gopal. This is a status on the update of major upcoming street improvement projects by the Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning, Vice President
morning.
Villegas, Commissioner Reyes, and Commissioner Corson, City Attorney, and TJ Knight. This oral report is from our Executive Director and General Manager, Keith Mose. My name is Mr. Gopal. I'm Superintendent with the Street Renewal Division of Streets LA. This information is being provided to keep the public informed on the upcoming resurfacing projects and to minimize the impact on the community as well as delays. For additional information or concerns, you can contact our coordinating section for the Street Renewal Division. The following major street project is scheduled for the Valley region during the week of March 17th through March 23rd. On Monday, March 18th, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., we will pave the Foothill Boulevard from Esco Avenue to Christie Avenue, which is in the Council District number 7, with the Northridge South Council Pavement Preservation Program. Additionally, we will provide an update on our 23-24 Pavement Preservation Program. During the week of March 17th through March 23rd, the Valley and Metro region will complete 11 projects for a total of 6.27 lane miles. The press releases were distributed and notifications have been issued. Streets LA has coordinated with the council offices to assist with the outreach to the stakeholders. We have coordinated with the Los Angeles Department of Transportation for traffic control assistance. This information is also available on the Streets LA website using the Resurfacing Open Projects icon. And this concludes my report.
Appreciate it, thank you. All right, Commissioners, we have any questions on this item? Thank you. We're good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, then, Mr. Knight, have we cleared the desk for this agenda?
We have cleared the desk for the regular
Okay.
agenda, Madam Vice President.
All right, do we close this meeting and then open up the special meeting?
Yes, we can close this meeting, and then I'll take quorum
Okay.
and call attendance for the special.
All right, then we are done with today's regularly scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for March 15th.